This is case number 554 on the calendar in the matter of Wagner versus Solomon. You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. May be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Miss Wagner, Mr. Solomon was your boyfriend for a while, and you lived together. He has 2 children?
Yes, ma'am.
You have?
One.
And according to your complaint, Mr. Solomon asked you to move out of the house. There was a problem. You did move out of the house. And you claim that Mr. Solomon kept some of your stuff, refused to give it back to you, ruined some of your stuff when he put it out in the rain, and then caused your car to be towed from his place of business, and you can't get it out unless you have thousands of dollars. Mr. Solomon says that he gave you ample opportunity to retrieve your stuff. He said that the car that you left in the parking lot of his business wasn't running. You should have moved it because he had to have it towed. It was in the parking lot. That's your problem. You didn't take responsibility for your own things. He is counterclaiming, alleging some nonsense, but he also says that you damaged his car. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so give me the dates that you lived together, Miss Wagner.
We moved in together into our new house on August.
August of 2006. And were you both on the lease?
Yes.
When did you separate?
It was November 14th, the day we broke up.
I want you to tell me about that date.
Okay, he had given me my new engagement ring. And I was still in the bed sleeping when he woke me up trying to jerk the ring off my finger. And I was asking what he was doing. He said that he found out that I cheated on him, that he wanted us to break up, and that it was over for me to leave. So he jerked me up by my arm. I called her. She came and picked me and my son up, and we left.
November 14th?
Yes.
When for the first time did you try to get your property?
I came back on November 25th to get my things.
Well, what'd you do between November 14th and the 25th?
He wouldn't let me come to his house.
Is that right, sir?
No, ma'am, that's not true.
And yes, sir.
Okay. Let's get to the point where you believed she was not being faithful to your relationship.
Yes, ma'am.
That came to a head on November 14th.
I said she needed to make a life choice. Either she wanted the lifestyle where she was going to be out all night long, or the family lifestyle that we had set up. I have 2 children. I raise on my own.
Gotcha. Done. So she left.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
Now, when she left, did you prohibit her from taking any of her property?
No. Now,
That's a hesitant no.
She came and went as she pleased for the first month after that. She would come and do laundry at the house. She would come and get just a few clothes and leave everything else.
How do you
I had
know
to call
that,
the
Mr.
police.
Solomon?
Because at first I allowed it. I allowed her time to find a place to get her things to take to.
You mean between November 14th and November 25th?
It went on long past that, yes.
She was coming back and forth to the house.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Wagner, let me tell you this. I believe him. I want you to understand that my job is to be able to tell if somebody is pulling my leg or not. I believe that after you left on November 14th, you went back and forth to the house freely. Do you understand?
Okay.
So if you're to tell me that that's not true, I'm not going to believe you.
Okay,
Do you
I have
understand?
proof of this.
You have just a
On
second.
November
You have proof that you never went back to the house with his permission after November 14th?
Can I tell you something?
No,
He
I
changed
want
the
you.
locks on me,
I
so
want
couldn't
you
get
to
in.
pay careful attention to what I'm saying to you, madam. I can tell when somebody is not telling the truth. Between November 14th and November 25th, did you enter the house?
Yes.
How many times did you enter the house between November 4th? You see how easy this is getting?
Right, I got you. I went in twice when he was there, and once when his babysitter was there.
So you entered the house when he wasn't at home?
Yes, one time.
I don't care if it was 1 time or 10 times. Now, when he wasn't home, why didn't you get your stuff?
I was, and his babysitter said if I didn't leave, she was going to call the cops because he doesn't want me there. So I left. And when I went back on the 25th, like he said I could, he called the cops on me and Ashley because I was getting all my things when I brought boxes and everything. And the cops said I had to leave.
Was there a time, I've read his answer, that Mr. Solomon spoke to your aunt about you coming to the house to get your property?
Yes.
When was that?
December 19th is when we all agreed to meet at the house. Yes.
Not all agreed. When for the first time did you call Mrs. to tell her to at least accompany Miss Wagner to the house?
I went to her place of employment and had a long conversation with her, and Miss agreed to be the go-between, and that she would be present at the time, and she would be there when she came to get her things. It wouldn't be an argument.
And that happened December 19th? Is that when the arrangement was made?
Somewhere close to that.
Fine. Now what happened, Miss Wagner?
Okay, I went over there.
Look at me.
I went over there on the 19th.
With your aunt?
No, she said she wasn't going to come. It was just going to be me, that I needed to go down there.
That was the arrangement. The arrangement that was made with Mr. Solomon and your aunt was she said she would accompany you.
She didn't have enough time to do whatever she had to do, so she said that I needed to come by myself. So I did. I talked to Chris, and he was there. We talked. I mean, we were fine.
Well, if you were fine, why didn't you get your stuff?
I was packing my things, and that's when he called the cops on me. He pulled out a gun and was like, I'm going to shoot anybody that comes up in this house to help you. And that's when I was like, let's just leave. It was me and Ashley. My son was there. He said everything would be fine, so I came.
Wait, ma'am.
Go ahead.
When she came to the house, she came to get a few things.
No,
the
that is
argument
not true.
was that I thought you were coming to get everything, not just a few things. A pair of black pants is exactly what she was looking for, and that's all she was going to get and leave. At that point, I said, no, if you're not getting anything, you don't need to be here. You coming in and out of me and my children's life is doing nothing but hurting them more. They were attached to her. We had a family together. She's coming and going and doing nothing
So
but
what
dragging
you're
this
saying,
on.
Mr. Solomon, is Miss Wagner wasn't coming to get all of her things
ma'am.
on December 19th. She was coming to get a pair of slacks
Yes, ma'am.
from the house.
That is not true.
Were you packing up
Yes,
your
I was
stuff?
packing my stuff that day. And the cop told
What were
me
you packing?
all my things. I was in the laundry room at the time packing up all the clothes in the bags, and I was packing up all the stuff. And when I walked back in the kitchen to go get more boxes, that's when he pulled the gun out and was like, anybody that comes in here, because I was on the phone saying, can you please come help me with the truck so I can get everything. And he was like,
Who
if
were
you,
you talking to? On?
her boyfriend, Jamie,
Why wasn't Jamie there with the truck? Why were you calling him?
because I needed somebody with a truck to come help me.
Well, why weren't those arrangements made before, Miss
Because
Wagner?
he said he was going to use his truck to help me move everything. We were still talking. Everything was fine.
Go ahead.
Well, when I went back to the thing, he pulled out the gun, all that kind of stuff happened, and he was like, if you're not going to be with me and you don't want a family, to leave. And I was like, just let me get my stuff. It's not going to take me that long. I don't have that much stuff at the house. And when he told me to leave, he said, fine, I'm just going to call the cops. Well, I'd already called the cops because he had pulled the gun out after I got off the phone with Jamie, and I said I was going to leave. I'd rather have a cop there when I'm packing all my stuff.
Why didn't you bring your aunt? It would have been much easier. That's who we made arrangements with.
She didn't want to come.
I'm not so
Were you supporting yourself?
Well, at the time, I had lost my job when we were together because
How
we
were
wanted
you
to be a
supporting yourself?
house mother. My mother was helping me at the time.
Then you ask your mother for $48 so you could file a small claims case.
Well, between her and my aunt talking to Chris, Chris was telling them that I was going to be able to get my stuff. We just needed to set a better date.
Baloney.
And that's what was said.
Baloney. Oh, let's do me a favor. Could we get to
Yeah.
the truck, please? When did you leave your truck at his place of business?
When we were together, we
what
had left
month?
it there.
What month?
I'm not sure. It broke down, I think, in August.
And you just left it at the parking lot.
Right,
You left in November.
right.
Why didn't you take your truck?
Because he gave me time to find a home for me and my son to live in.
Oh, so he was just a
And-
second. So after November, now what you're telling me is, Miss Wagner,
When we were broke
now
up-
what you're telling me is that after he threw you out in November,
We
he
spoke
gave you
plenty of times
hey,
after that.
he gave you time to find a place to live, which was very nice after he believed that you were cheating.
Right.
He gave you time to find a place to live and get settled. That's what you're telling me.
Correct.
So it wasn't all terrible. And that included finding a place where you could take your truck that had broken down in August.
Right.
How long did he give you?
He said I can have until January 31st to move my truck
January 31st. That was the date. Is that the date you gave her,
on
sir?
a Wednesday.
No,
Is that
ma'am.
the date you gave her?
No, ma'am.
She makes things up as she goes
I even-
along. She doesn't
No,
realize that
it's
when
not.
I tell her things that I can tell when somebody is lying to me, that I can tell.
Ma'am, I have a
When did
picture
you
here.
have the truck towed, sir? Give me the date.
January 1st.
January 1st. So you had the whole month of December.
Right.
Yeah, the whole
When-
month of December after things were not going well. You should have moved your truck.
Well, we only started talking after December 25th. And after that, he said that I could have up until January 31st to move my truck. And I said, we were still talking. We spent Christmas morning together. We switched presents for kids and everything.
If
Really?
I
You
might
mean
add-
after he, just a second, Miss Wagner, you mean after he pulled a gun on you?
Yeah,
after you
we decided to be friends.
After he pulled a gun on you, after you called the police on him, you spent Christmas morning together with him, opening up presents with the
For
children.
the kids, yes.
Mr. Solomon, the truck she takes care of by herself. You want the truck? You want to get it out of impound? Pay for it. You had ample opportunity to get your stuff. You didn't get your stuff. It's gone. It's over. You want to go into your counterclaim with me?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm timing you, Mr. Solomon.
Yes, ma'am. On New Year's Eve, I started receiving some prank phone calls coming from private numbers, but easily recognized her voice after living together for so
That is
long.
not true.
I said, I'm older. I don't need this going on in my life, this drama. If this is the way it's going to be, then you can come get your stuff now, and I'm going to start putting it outside. And when she came over thinking of putting some of her things outside, she raised a lot of Cain, and after she left, they went outside, and there was a nice chunk out of the side of my car. Somebody evidently had run a key that was not there before into the side of my car.
And can I say something on that?
Yeah, sure.
She's my witness when she came with me down there to get my things that he left out in the rain. And when he called me, it was like 4 o'clock in the morning. We were already at home in the bed, and I had to ask the lady downstairs to keep an eye on my son while I ran and got my things out of the rain. When we got down there, he was outside drunk.
You woke somebody up?
Yes.
A neighbor downstairs, you woke somebody up 4 o'clock in the morning? You know, you probably...
And we all lived together.
You probably wouldn't know the truth if it came up right over here.
Yeah, and I have text messages from his phone.
You don't have proof that she did it. Could have been her, could have been the guy that she brought with her, it could have been somebody else.
I understand.
It's over.
Yes, ma'am.
It's over. Finished.
Okay.
It was a bad scene. Move on. You too. Goodbye.
I have.
Why does that excuse you may step out?
He played house for a while,
He wanted me to be a housewife
but after she remembered what the party life was like,
and like a soccer mom.
she chose that lifestyle over that one, so.
I wasn't ready for that, and I told him that.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Oriole versus Stuckenschneider, step forward, please.
Heather Oriole is suing her ex-boyfriend, John Stuckenschneider, for mortgage payments, the cost of an airline ticket, and harassment.
He used to be your boyfriend.
Yes, ma'am.
It is your claim that he moved into a home that you owned
Yes, ma'am.
with a child, your son,
My son, that's correct.
and it was the agreement that he was going to pay the mortgage on that home while he was living there,
Yes.
and then eventually you were going to move in together.
Yes.
It is your claim that he failed to pay the mortgage on the house, that you didn't find that out right away. You were forced to make up those payments. It damaged your credit. And in addition, a small loan for a plane ticket that you made to him, and you claim he's been harassing you.
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody harasses people. I don't understand that. So tell me about the arrangement, about the mortgage. That's really the big piece of this lawsuit.
In March of 2006, I purchased the home so that the defendant and his son would have a place to live.
Where were you living before, sir?
I was leasing another house, and that lease expired.
And you were living with your son. How old's your son?
He's 22 now.
So he's an adult.
Yes.
So, lease expired, you bought the house, he moved in. What was the mortgage payment?
It was a combined payment. It was 100% financing, so I had to get 2 mortgages, and combined, it was a total of about $1,300.
And when was he supposed to live there with you?
Our agreement, our understanding, when I made the commitment to buy this house, was that when his son felt he could financially afford to move out, which we were anticipating at the end of 2006, at that time he and I would get married and we would join our families and live in that home together, and I would sell my other house.
Is that your agreement so far, sir?
It's a little bit different than that. We actually tried to get the mortgage together, and because of a negative credit situation with a prior divorce, I could not qualify
On your part.
for the exactly.
On your part.
Absolutely, I could not qualify for the loan, and so the agreement was that she would go ahead and finance the house. I would be responsible for the mortgage payments on the property. Within a week of that signing, we would add my name to the deed. Of course, that didn't happen. But within a year of great payment history, we'd be able to refinance again with me added to the loan.
Fine. When did you move out of the house?
I think it was November.
Of 06?
Yes.
How many mortgage payments did you make?
I made 3 or 4. I actually have my bank statements that reflect that, and they're highlighted here.
Well, you moved in March or April.
I can't remember exactly when we closed, but it was right after.
It was right at the 1st of April when he moved in.
Okay.
You should have made 7 mortgage payments.
If I had been current, which didn't happen.
Well, so I got it.
Right.
How many mortgage payments did you miss?
2 mortgage
How many
payments.
did he miss?
On the larger mortgage, it was 2, and on the smaller mortgage, it was 4.
The larger mortgage was how much?
$961.
And on the smaller mortgage, you missed 4?
Yes, ma'am.
The smaller mortgage was how much?
$346.46.
346. Okay, fine. So far you owe her $33.06 plus late fees because you didn't pay. Now you want to tell me why you didn't pay?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm only marginally curious.
All right.
How old are you first?
I'm 43.
43. What do you do for a living?
I'm in the insurance business.
Go ahead.
I moved in the house, made the mortgage payments. I was in a new career. It was going great for the first few months, and I was making the payments, and then the certain promises that were made to me by the company didn't materialize. I lost bonuses that I thought were coming to me. This was never...
You know, sir, you want to tell it to Oprah.
Okay.
I mean, you know, me, TFT. I will explain that to you later. You have to pay a $3,306 because every 43-year-old man pays rent, especially when he lives at a place with his 22-year-old son.
Your Honor.
That's what you do.
At this time, at the first of this thing, I didn't even have a lease on this particular property.
I don't care whether you have a lease or not. You want to live rent-free, go to
No,
a
absolutely
shelter.
not. No.
Let's get to the plane ticket. She booked, according to her, a plane ticket, $308. Let's hear your version.
Okay. She had been talking to me for some time about signing a lease on the property. I was reluctant because we hadn't done the deed thing. That had not happened. My name had not been added to the deed. This opportunity to go to Vegas came up. I didn't have the money to go. She offered to pay that only if I would sign that lease. And so I did. And she paid for the ticket. Also in that lease, there's a clause that states that as long as I kept the payments current, that I would receive all tax benefits from the payments. Of course, 100% interest at this point.
Listen to me. You've just told me there's a clause in the lease, which I haven't even seen, that as long as you're current in your payments, you get the tax benefit. You weren't current in your payments,
Correct.
and that clause is null and void, right? I also told you that you're a big grown-up man who has a 22-year-old son, and grown-up men pay rent. You don't live someplace free. You want to live free, go to the Salvation Army. You chose to live in this very comfortable home. You have to pay. And if what you're telling me is that she held the plane tickets over your head in order to get you to sign the lease, that's ridiculous.
Well, that's
ridiculous.
what
You sound ridiculous, like a ridiculous baby. Now, I don't want to be bothered by your harassment. Somebody with this kind of accent doesn't harass you. He could be annoying.
Highly.
Now, what were the penalties? Were there any mortgage penalties that you had to pay?
All of the payments that I made that are a reflection of the extra interest and penalties that were built in. So
Okay, that was built in. So then he owes you $3,614. Plane ticket and mortgage. Thank you very much. You're a very nice couple. You don't belong together. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out. All rise. Now, this is case number 538 on the calendar in the matter of Bierce versus Bierce.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat.
Mr. Bierce, the defendant is your former wife. You have one child.
I have 2 children, ma'am.
How old are they?
My son is 24. My daughter is now 17.
You were divorced, and when you were divorced, according to your complaint, you were awarded custody of your daughter, who was then either 15 or 16. You and your wife were living in Florida at the time?
Yes, ma'am.
But subsequent to the divorce, you and your daughter moved to Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
And it is your claim that during a summer visit, that following summer, your daughter went to visit with her mother, and her mother failed to return her from the visit. She went to court seeking a change in the custody decree, forcing you to incur expenses, going down to Florida, fighting the custody award, and getting a lawyer. You want her to pay those expenses.
Yes, Judge.
And your former wife says that your daughter wanted to stay. She preferred to stay in Florida. You really should have been more understanding. Ultimately, your daughter did return to your custody. Is that right?
Yes, Judge.
In what year were you divorced?
April, it was 2005.
And how old was your daughter at the time?
15.
Was there a consent that your daughter remain in your custody?
Basically, my ex-wife wanted the divorce. She said if I give her the house, if I give her all the furniture, half the bank account, the main car, all that stuff, I could have my daughter. And she also knew that if she went through with a divorce, that I told her I was going back to Pittsburgh because I had nothing left in Florida.
Were you raised in Pittsburgh?
Yes, ma'am. That's where my family's at. And I wanted to provide that type of family environment for my daughter when I had custody of her.
How long had you been living in Florida?
I got stationed there in 2000, and I
So it
retired.
was a relatively short period of time.
I retired out of the Navy out of Jacksonville, Florida.
Where's your son?
Right now, he's living with me, Judge. He was in the Navy for 5 yes.
Okay, so he's living with you now.
Mm-hmm.
Did you discuss the custody arrangement with your daughter, who was 15 at the time?
Yes.
And she was prepared to move with you to
Yes,
Pennsylvania?
absolutely.
So far, is that correct?
Some of it, yes, ma'am.
What is not?
Well, I believe my ex-husband stating that about the house issue and all. It wasn't about that. I did not want my daughter to continue to go through a battle with her father, that he said he would continue to battle with me until he did take her from me.
Well, she's 15 years old.
Yes, ma'am.
15-year-olds usually know what they want to do, and in court, judge usually listens to what they want to do.
Yes, ma'am.
It's more unusual, quite frankly, Ms. Bice, since you and your husband, your ex-husband, made a home in Florida. You had been living there for several years. Daughter was in high school in Florida. It would have been difficult for him had there been a contested custody case to be successful, unless you had agreed. That's clear. You were represented by counsel, weren't you?
Yes, Your Honor, but what it was my daughter was devastated that her parents were going through a divorce. My ex-husband continued to tell me that he would continue to fight to take my daughter from me. Instead of my daughter...
It's not taking your daughter from you. She's not your possession, Ms. Bice. She's a 15-year-old, almost
Yes,
grown,
but her father is a very manipulative, vindictive man, and he was going to do whatever it took to take her from me. He was trying to get me as an unfit mother, and I'm not an unfit mother.
Well, I don't know that. All I know is that you have 2 children. They're both now living with their father. So, you kept the house?
Yes, ma'am.
How long had you lived in the house?
We lived in the house since July of 2000.
What kind of work were you doing while you were in Florida?
I work at the Home Depot.
And you?
I was retired Navy, and I did not have a job. I was going back to Pittsburgh to start a second career.
So you get a pension from the Navy?
I get half a pension now.
And you had a bank account?
Yes, we had a shared checking account.
Okay, and you got half of that?
Yes, ma'am.
And you got all the furnishings in the house?
No, ma'am. We divided the furniture.
You did?
Yes, ma'am.
What did he take?
He took his living room furniture. He took his bedroom set. He took all my daughter's belongings of her 2 rooms of furniture.
Is that right?
That is not true, ma'am.
Did you take any furniture from the house?
I did not take any of the house furniture, absolutely not.
What did you take?
I took my clothes and my guitars and amplifiers, all my
Okay,
stuff.
sort of believe that. All right, and you say the quid pro quo for that was that there would be an uncontested situation with your daughter coming to live with you. Now, tell me what happened when she went to visit her mother. When did she go to visit her mother?
She first went to visit her mother in April of 2006 during spring break. She came back. Everything seemed okay. Then she went back for the summer, and she was supposed to come back for the 4th of July weekend because we were going to have a celebration.
When did she leave for this summer break?
Somewhere at the beginning of June, right after school let out.
Okay, and what happened?
She never came back. As a matter of fact, I got a phone call from my daughter stating, I'm not coming back, and there's nothing you can do about it.
I'd like to interrupt that, Your Honor.
Just a second, I'll come back to you. So, what'd you do?
Well, first of all, I was probably mad and said some bad things because this just shocked me. And
Did you ultimately retain an attorney in Florida?
yes, my ex-wife gave me a summons. The sheriff came to my house, and then I was forced to eventually go to hire an attorney.
Now, you were divorced in April of 2005.
Yes,
When did you leave for Pennsylvania?
April 30th, 2005.
When did your daughter come to Pittsburgh?
June of 2005.
So from September 2005 until the end of that year, she went to school in Pittsburgh.
Yes.
So my question is, if your daughter wanted to stay in Florida with you, Ms. Bice, why didn't you petition the court in Pennsylvania where your daughter had spent her last year, where now all of her school records were, for a change in custody?
Your Honor, at the time when my ex-husband received my daughter, my ex-husband had turned my children against me. My children did not speak to me until the following year. My daughter come to realize every time she discussed about coming to see her mother in Florida, he would change the subject. He would not allow my daughter.
Listen to me.
But my children were very,
You don't tell a 15-year-old what to do, and you certainly don't tell a 24-year-old what to do, Ms. Bice.
I understand that, Your Honor, but my daughter was telling me, Mom, I understand what my dad's doing. He is trying to keep me from you.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Your Honor, you know how it feels at broad daylight outside when 3 sheriffs came to my house and he told them that I kidnapped my daughter? You gotta be kidding me.
I'm not kidding you, madam.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Michael Bears claims ex-wife Donna Bears interfered with his custody of their daughter. He is suing for the money he spent on legal fees.
Mr. Bice, ultimately, your daughter came back to live with you.
Yes.
Is that right? And she's with you now.
Yes.
How's your daughter doing?
She's doing very well, Your Honor.
Good.
She does well in school. She's on Silk Line team. She's a well-adjusted teenager.
Good. And what are you doing, Miss Bice, in Florida? Are you still working?
Yes, ma'am.
Where?
I work at the Home Depot as a front-end supervisor.
Do you pay child support?
No, ma'am, I do not.
How come?
When the judge signed it, my ex-husband was making extremely a lot more money than me, and the judge signed it. I did not have to pay child support.
Well, that's not usually a reason not to pay child support.
Yes, I understand that. I do send my child, on occasion, money to her, directly to her.
It's interesting that you waive child support, sir. How much did it cost you for your plane fare down to the state of Florida?
The plane fare was $487.28.
Your Honor, can I say something, please?
Yeah.
On July 1st, when I did take my daughter back to the airport, I left her because we are not able to go through security. At the time I left the airport, my daughter had called me and told me that she did not go on the plane. She did not want to go back to her father. My ex-husband did not have to purchase another plane ticket for his daughter to go back to Pennsylvania.
I'm not talking about his daughter's plane ticket. Didn't you go down to the
Yes,
state of
ma'am.
Florida?
I had
I'm talking
an
about
emergency
his
pickup
plane
order.
ticket to come down to Florida to litigate this matter. That's the plane ticket I'm talking about, Ms.
Yes, ma'am.
Bice. Not your daughter's plane ticket. His.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you want me to believe, Ms. Bice, that you took your daughter to the airport and you had no idea that she was going to not get on the plane?
Yes, ma'am. I have her boarding pass showing that I did take my child to the airport.
Well, I believe that you took her to the airport, but what I'm saying to you is you want me to believe that when you took her to the airport, you had not had any discussions with her about not getting on the plane.
We discussed about She was going back to her father until the issue that I had reopened on June 19th was resolved.
Which was?
Okay, when I received my daughter on June 8th, which I should have had her for the whole summer, but he demanded that she came
Get
back.
to the point.
Okay.
It's not true.
On June 18th, when my daughter made a phone call to my ex-husband, she stated to her father that she did not want to go back to him, that she loved her father, and that she was happier here in Florida with her mother. I start discussing with her. I said, Mom will go the legal route, and I will reopen this case so I can try to fight to get her back to me. On June 19th, I went to Clay County. I reopened my case with Clay County, and that's when he was served with these papers that the case was open.
Yes.
On July 25th, when I was at home and my daughter was going out of the house, is when 3 sheriffs came to my premises with a pickup order to remove my daughter from me. Her father knew where she was, and both my daughter and her father were having conversations via email, which I would like you to see.
I'd like to see them.
I did highlight parts of these emails that I think are very important that you need to read.
I will. When you filed for custody, by the way, did you also file for child support?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
How come?
Because I'm not financially able to take care of my daughter on my own.
Why not?
Because I have a mortgage, I have all my bills that I have to pay.
Get 2 jobs. Why should he have to support your child without you contributing $1?
Well, I do work long hours.
I don't care whether you work long hours, and I have 2 children. Neither one of them live with you.
Well, my son is grown. He's 24 years old.
I understand that. You have 2 children. Neither one of them live with you. You have a daughter who was a minor who lived with her father for a year.
Yes,
you
ma'am.
had a responsibility to pay child support. The fact that your former husband let you off the hook, something that I quite frankly don't understand, and the fact that the court let you off the hook, where jurisdictions in this country are unanimous in their conviction that both parents, irrespective of their means, are required to support a child, especially when you are the non-custodial parent. So not only did you file for custody of your daughter, but you also filed for support, despite
ma'am.
the fact that you hadn't been paying a nickel for support.
Yes, ma'am.
It's interesting.
Yeah, that's all she wanted.
Did your daughter ever discuss with you, Mrs. Bice, the part of the petition that you filed in Florida and dropping any request for support?
No, ma'am.
I don't believe you. I don't believe that your daughter didn't at some point say to you, Dad says it's all about money, it's all about the child support that you want. Would you tell Dad that you don't want any support, just let me live here with you? I don't believe that this girl who wrote these emails didn't say that to you, Ms. Bice.
At some point or another, Your Honor, when Cynthia would talk to me,
Just get to the point. Did your daughter ever discuss with you, Dad says that this is all about the money?
I love my daughter, Your Honor.
Just answer my question. Did she ever say to you, would you drop all the requests for more money and just let me live with you? The answer is either yes or no.
Yes, Your Honor, in the past. Yes, she has.
Of course she did. And did you say, yes, I'll drop all the requests for money?
Right now, I am. Right now, my ex-husband has drawn up documentation, Your Honor, for me to have...
Not right now. When in June and July of 2006, did you say to your daughter, fine, I will go in and amend my case to drop the request for money and just tell your father, you want to live here and I'll take care of you?
Your Honor, my ex-husband would still not give the child up.
That's not what I asked you. There is no question in my mind after reading these emails that your teenage daughter liked her life in Florida. She liked her friends. She was there for the summer. It's pleasant. The weather is good, whatever it was. And she said, you know what? I think I'm going to stay with my mom, because that's what happens with teenagers. And the fact that you feel as if you've been duped, which is the way you feel. You gave up your house. You gave up your furniture. You gave up without any contest half your savings, which you would have had to have given up anyway. And the quid pro quo, according to you, was that your daughter came to live with you in Pennsylvania, away from where she had lived really for all the time she was a teenager. And then when she had an opportunity to go back, she said to her mother, you know, I like it here. I think I'd like to stay. I love my father. He's treated me very well. I like his family. She says all that to you. But I'm a teenager. I'm 16 years old. I'm happy. I can drive here in Florida when I'm 16. I can do lots more things here. So I think I'm going to stay. And her mother took the ball and ran with it. That's not a lawsuit, Mr. Rice.
Ma'am, Your Honor, can I say that on the emergency pickup order, she had no basis, no legal right to hold my daughter down in Florida without getting her back on the aircraft.
We're not talking about a 3-year-old, Mr. Bice. We're talking about a 16-year-old.
Your Honor, you know how with the day on July 25th, on July 25th, when my daughter and I were leaving the premises, My neighbor across the street was on her cell phone with my ex-husband. They were communicating back and forth to each other, and the police came to my house. 3 sheriffs pulled up in my driveway, Your Honor. Do you know how it feels? I started crying. My daughter started crying. She says, Mom, please don't let these police take me from me. She was crying.
So why didn't you fight the custody order?
Your Honor, they came with this pickup
Well, listen
order
to
and
me.
they took her from me and her father.
I see a settlement order here, madam, that you signed off on.
Yes, but at the time, Your Honor, when they came to the premises of the house, they took her from me. The case had just been reopened, Your Honor. It didn't even make it to the court.
Miss Bice, you settled the matter.
Yes,
with
ma'am,
Fergus.
after that.
That's right. Well, that's
But,
what
Your
I'm
Honor, you
saying
know how
to
it
you.
feels at broad daylight outside when 3 sheriffs came to my house and he told them that I kidnapped my daughter? You gotta be kidding me.
I'm not kidding you, madam.
No one knows how it feels.
I'm
when
not
someone...
kidding you. I'm not kidding you. You did the wrong thing.
Yes, Your Honor, but when my child is there, Mom, please don't let them take me.
Miss Bice, you did the wrong thing. There is nothing that's indicated in these emails that you gave me to suggest that your former husband was anything but a good, loving, supportive parent to this child, and even supported her visits with you by
No,
sending her
ma'am.
down. No,
No,
sent her
ma'am.
down in April.
That's all, Your Honor. When he received...
No. He sent it down in April, and he sent it back down in June.
That's all, Your Honor, but he had the child the
Miss
year
Bice,
before.
Miss Bice, listen to me carefully. Mother of the Year, you're not.
No one said I was.
No, Mother of the Year, you're not. It's a lawsuit that's over, that you settled. Do you understand? If your child was 3 years old and you sent her down on a visit, and her mother, under those circumstances, retained her and didn't return her to you, you might have a cause. But when you're dealing with a 16-year-old who clearly communicated with you by email that she loves you, but she'd like to stay in Florida, she doesn't even say, I want to stay with my mother. Her mother really had nothing to do with it. She wanted to stay in Florida with her friends.
It's exactly what it is. It's her friends. It's the party
Mr.
time.
Bice, I raised 5 children. I got it. You people are fungible. You don't understand. Once you reach 16 years old, it's whichever parent is going to give them a little more latitude. She wanted to be in Florida with her friends. Her mother was irrelevant. This is not a lawsuit, Mr. Bice. Get over it. But no, you can't. You got to get over it. You have your daughter with you, which is what you want. You have
Yes,
your
ma'am.
son staying with you temporarily, if that's what you want.
Granddaughter, too.
If that's what you want, terrific. I sort of feel as if once they leave the house, they don't come back. It's not a revolving door where they come back, but you want to make yourself open to that? You're a better person than I am, sir. They're yours.
What about the airline tickets and the rental car? I had to come down to get her, which she should have made sure she got her on that plane.
You can't make sure of anything with a 16-year-old, Mr. Bice.
I
Say
did it.
goodbye. Say goodbye. It's over. That's it.
Yes, ma'am.
Case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step back.
I've given her everything she's wanted in this divorce. She wanted a house. She wanted the furniture. She sued me a couple other times.
He harasses me continuously for 2 years straight.
Yes, case number 513 on the calendar in the matter of Castillo versus Vasquez.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated.
Mr. Castillo, Ms. Vasquez and you lived together with your son and daughter for a period of time, and it is your claim that she left during the month of July 2006. She left without paying her half of July's rent, and in addition, she took property that didn't belong to her, a dirt bike that belonged to your son, and a 32-inch television set. Ms. Vasquez, in her defense, acknowledges that she left in mid-July and acknowledges that she didn't pay rent, but she said you didn't either, and you moved out, and that she paid for the dirt bike and the television set, so she took them. That's your defense.
Correct, Your Honor.
How long did you live together, Mr. Castillo?
Approximately 5 months, from the end of February to July 12th.
And was it your arrangement that each of you contributed half to the rent?
Yes.
Now, you moved out when in July?
I moved on July 11, 2006.
Because you hadn't been getting along?
Right, and I got a restraining order against Jason, and that's why I left, because he started getting too verbal abuse.
Verbally abusive? Mm-hmm. Okay. You lived there part of the month of July. Why didn't you pay the rent?
When I left, Your Honor, it was a mutual agreement. I was afraid of him already. He was getting too abusive. Like I told you, I got a restraining order
I don't
against...
care whether you got a restraining order. You lived there till July 11th. Did you pay July's rent?
Yes, I did.
Show me.
I talked to the owner, and he got rid of all the
contract papers, all the receipts.
Mr. Castillo, I can't help you, sir. If you're suing for half the rent, you have to be able to demonstrate to me that you paid the rent.
We were not getting receipts from the landlords. We would just pay them cash, and that's it. We never got any receipts from them. Every month, we would go drop it off, and we would get any receipts.
Mr. Castillo, that's unfortunate. Are you still living there?
No, I had to move out immediately.
You moved out immediately?
Yes, I had to.
I don't believe you paid the rent. Bring me a letter, bring me something.
Well, I have his business card here if you could contact him.
I'm not calling.
Well, I have his card. He said that he doesn't have anything on file anymore.
Well, if he has nothing on file, so what is he doing? Relying on memory that you paid July's rent? When did you move out in July? What date?
It was 2 weeks after Ms. Vasquez left. I had to clean up.
Okay, so forget July's rent. I'm not even entertaining that because I don't believe that you paid it. Next. Let's talk about the dirt bike. Now, Ms. Vasquez, I read your answer, and you say that this dirt bike was purchased about 2 years ago.
Yes, it was.
And it was purchased for Mr. Castillo's son.
Yes.
As a gift.
It wasn't a gift. It was a mutual agreement with Mr. Castillo that he was going to pay me the money. At that time.
You bought this in 2005?
Yes, it was.
How much did he pay you?
He did not pay me anything.
Right. So from 2005 until 2007, you lived together as a couple, and he didn't pay you, and the dirt bike was being used by his son.
Correct.
Get over it and return the dirt bike.
Well, Your Honor, I have a text message from Mr. Castillo that says, keep the damn bike, he'll just get a new one.
Fine, but now he's suing you, so you have to give it back to him.
I paid for that dirt bike, Your Honor.
Listen to me, I understand you paid for it. It was given as a gift, and there were no payments made on it for 2 years to you. You can't make a gift a loan because you no longer get along, Miss Vasquez. The dirt bike goes back. Do you understand?
Your Honor, I paid for the dirt bike. He never paid anything.
Hey, listen to me.
I never agreed
to me.
Give it a gift as him.
You are here for me to determine what is fair and what is legal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
The dirt bike will be given back to him with a marshal if necessary, and it shouldn't be necessary because the dirt bike belongs to his son. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, the TV is a 32-inch television set, which you say you purchased.
Yes, I did.
Show me.
The only thing I have is I purchased it through eBay, which I have my account number. That's the only thing I have because it was paid in full when I picked up the television.
Where did you pick it up from?
In West Hollywood.
From whom?
From one of the sellers on eBay.
So it was purchased secondhand?
Yes, it was, Your Honor.
Was it purchased secondhand, sir?
Yes.
For how much?
For $60, which I paid and I picked up in my truck.
Just a second. For $60?
Yes.
When?
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 It had to be in, I believe, March or April of 2006. But we had two 32-inch TVs and a 19-inch. She left the 19-inch TV, which was very old, and took the two 32 inches, which one of them was mine. I purchased one of the 32 inches. She had purchased another one, a brand new one.
Well, how many 32-inch televisions did you take, Miss Vasquez?
I took two of them. One of them I purchased, and the other one, which I purchased. I purchased 4 in total.
Just a second.
I left them 2.
Just a second. You think that you double-talk me. Don't think you can double-talk me, Miss Vasquez. You took two 32-inch television sets.
Yes.
You just told me you purchased one on eBay.
Yes.
Where was the other one purchased from?
It was purchased on Walmart, Your Honor.
Show me the bill.
I don't have the bill for that television.
One of them goes back to him. Which one?
Neither one, because he didn't purchase any of them. I
Listen
left
to me.
them
You have to get it. That you didn't come here because you were coming to a tea dance. You came here because you submitted to my jurisdiction. And because you were angry, because you were annoyed, because you no longer cared for him or whatever, doesn't mean that when you submit yourself to the jurisdiction of the court, you don't listen. You are returning the bike because I said so, and you're returning one of the TVs because I said so, because that's fair. And if you don't like it, that's too bad. One TV and the dirt bike are returned to him 5 days from today. You get it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything else, sir?
I paid July's rent. I'm not lying about that.
Mr. Castillo, I don't care what you say, sir. Proof is what I want.
Okay.
You have none.
Well, all the paperwork I had, all the contracts were stolen when she left the house empty.
Where did you think you were coming today? To the beach, Mr. Castillo?
Oh, no.
You get something from the landlord indicating that you were current in your rent when you moved out.
Well, the only
You have
contract
none.
in existence she took when she cleaned out the house.
Listen to me. The landlord didn't die. Did he or she?
No, they didn't. But the house exchanged owners.
That's unfortunate, Mr.
Okay.
Castillo. Get over it. You get it?
I get it.
Perfect. Dirt bike, one of the TVs, goes back to him within 5 days. You can use a marshal to get it if that's necessary. We will prepare an order. Thank you. That's all.
Always are excused. You may step out, so wait here.
She tried to make me look like the animal or whatever.
I've had enough with him.
The real animal stole something from my son and myself.
I just didn't want to deal with him anymore.
At least I get to go home and tell my son he's getting his bike back.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Worst versus Hart. Step forward.
25-year-old Rebecca Worst is suing her ex-boyfriend, Jeremy Hart, for several unpaid loans.
Miss Worst, the defendant is your former live-in boyfriend. You claim that he owes you for a series of loans. Mr. Hart says he doesn't owe you a dime. You control the money, not only joint money, but his money. And if he owed you any money, should have taken it out of the money that you were controlling. Now, Mr. Hart, in his response, indicates, and you agree in your complaint, that there came a time when you believed that you could best handle his finances. He would give you his paycheck, you would put it in the bank and pay his bills with it. Is that how it worked?
We had a joint account set up in the beginning, and both of our money would go in there, and I would...
Okay. So you had a joint account.
Correct.
And he was working.
Correct.
How much money were you earning, Mr. Hart?
Weekly, I'd say about between $550 and $600.
And you would put your whole paycheck in that joint account?
I would.
And then you would draw out money as you needed it for cash, for spending money. Is that correct?
Correct.
And who took care of the bills?
I did.
His bills and your bills? And joint bills?
Correct.
Okay, so you treated it as if you were sort of a married couple. Is that what you're telling me?
Correct.
Is that right, sir?
Yes, it is.
Okay, fine. So you tell me what you believe he owes you money for.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Did you understand what you just said, Miss Worst?
I'm just saying that...
I'm just saying to you, let me tell you what you just said.
And later today...
Could you try to stand still? I'm nervous. I know. But try to be nervous within yourself. Don't make me a co-conspirator in your nervousness by jumping around. It sort of makes me nuts.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Rebecca Worst claims ex-boyfriend Jeremy Hart owes for several unpaid loans.
Go ahead.
There were certain purchases put on my credit cards because Jeremy had bad credit.
What did he put on your credit card?
There were some car repairs for his Volkswagen Jetta.
What else?
Also, for his tuition, he wanted to start back up school. He was going to be getting loans, but the school needed money right away. I thought he would pay me back.
Just a second. Where did that money come from?
My credit card.
And your credit card payment was paid out of this joint account?
Correct. It was paid out of the joint account, but we had our separate checking accounts. And in January, he put his check into his own checking account, and I put my check in my own checking account, and we were combining money to pay bills.
Miss Worst, listen to me very carefully.
All right.
On this credit card, was there anything other than the car repair?
Yes, there were.
You're right. And that credit card payment that was made did not delineate what was being paid off. Your makeup, your hairdo versus his car payment. You made one payment to the credit card company.
Okay.
You don't get reimbursed for that. You don't. If you choose to set up a joint checking account and he puts his whole check in the checking account and you put your check in the checking account and there are his bills and your bills and joint bills, no court is going to waste their time trying to separate that. Now, let's move on. In January, somebody must have gotten fed up with the way the finances were working in January.
Yes.
Who was it that got fed up? You. What happened after January?
Well, we had these outstanding credit card bills that
Listen to me. I'm not interested in the credit card bills. When was the tuition loan that you allege?
These loans were made back in 2005 before the account was split.
Okay. When did you separate?
We broke up in June of 2006.
And when, for the first time after June of 2006, did you tell him that he owed you money?
The day we broke up, we discussed it, and he agreed he owed me the money and that he would be getting it to me.
What did he say he owed you money for?
The car repairs, the tuition.
Is that right, sir?
I didn't say it. There was never any...
No, look at me.
What's up? Oh,
Don't look down there.
We never really talked about repayments of any kind.
When you put in your check in this joint account, did you know what was being paid out?
No, I kind of just trusted her to do it.
So the rent that you were paying from that 6 months that you had a joint account, how much was the rent that you were paying?
$600.
Who stayed in the apartment when you separated? Did anybody remain in the apartment? You stayed in the apartment. So you have the apartment now. Okay. And where did you move to?
I moved home with my parents.
Was there a lease on the apartment?
It is above his mom's garage, and I talked to her when I moved out.
Don't tell me what she said to you. That's
I'm
hearsay.
not telling you. I'm just saying, and I talked to her when I moved out, and she was fine with my moving out.
That's hearsay.
Okay.
It's worst.
All right.
Don't look down there. You knew exactly what I was saying. I said, don't tell me what she said. That's hearsay.
Okay.
So when you say she says it's fine that I moved out, that's hearsay.
Okay.
Okay. Did you have a lease was my question.
No.
Okay. So you stayed because it's your mother's place.
Yeah, I'm trying to help her out by...
Yes, would be the answer. And did you pay the rent from the joint account, or did he?
I did.
How much were you earning at the time?
I was working 60 hours a week, so between 600 and 650.
So you were earning pretty much the same thing.
Even though I'm earning a weekly amount that looks the same as him, I'm working my way through grad school, and I'm paying my grad loans and my books and my tuition.
Mr. Hart was not?
Correct.
So that the majority of what he put in, which was the same thing that you put into the joint account, was spent on household bills, while according to what you just said to me, what you were paying for out of what you were earning was grad school.
I have a budget, so I was able to afford to put money towards both.
Did you understand what you just said, Miss Worst?
I'm just saying that.
I'm just saying to you, let me tell you what you just said.
All right.
He was earning $550 a week.
Correct.
And you were earning, you said, about $600 a week.
Correct.
So I said you were earning about the same thing. You said to me, yes, but I was spending a lot of what I was earning on my graduate school. I'm putting myself through graduate school. That would suggest that since he was not, the majority of what he was putting into the account was spent on household bills.
No, it was spent on himself.
Get over it, put a period, and say goodbye. Goodbye to him.
I have said goodbye to him. I just have a loan to pay off, and I'd like to pay it off.
You don't have a loan, you have a credit card. And nobody is going to go back through that credit card and figure out how much of the $550 a week that he put into the joint account was spent on his car payment, his tuition payment, your expenses. Nobody's going to do that because I'm not your mother. Do you understand? You want to keep things separate and apart. You have two separate bank accounts. You put things together, you act like grown-ups, you have to behave like grown-ups. That's all. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She tried to change around who I was.
It's hard to pay off the bills.
Stay at home daddy.
When somebody says they're going to help you and they don't.
White picket fence type.
He didn't have enough money to go buy beers and go out with the boys.
I said good luck.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Latore versus Hanlon. Step forward.
Alexandra Latore says ex-boyfriend Anthony Hanlon owes for several unpaid loans.
Miss Latore, this used to be your boyfriend.
Yeah, he claims not though.
And is your claim that he scammed you out of some money?
Yeah, basically.
Mr. Hanlon says that he never scammed you out of any money. Pretty much you're a nut. Is that your defense, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
That's a good one.
Tell me about the first bit of money that you gave to Mr. Hanlon.
Well, we met back towards the end of March in 06, and at that time...
Could you try to stand still?
I'm nervous.
I know, but try to be nervous within yourself. Don't make me a co-conspirator in your nervousness by jumping around. It sort of makes me nuts.
Well, the first bit of money came when I got my taxes on April 15th, 06. And he took me and my kids to Target to go buy some stuff for my kids. And he had called me outside and asked me if he could borrow $200 because he needed to pay his insurance to his car. And I was like, okay. He said he'll pay me back. That was the first. So we kept seeing each other after that daily, whatnot. And it came around where I had brought to his attention I was looking for an apartment because I wanted to get out of the transitional place I was at with my kids. And his cousin was moving out and she was offering to sublet the apartment. So that had a $1,000 money order that I had put to the side for my taxes. Out of that, I went and go cash and I gave him $700 to put a security for the apartment.
Who did you give the money to?
To Mr. Hanlon.
Now, she gave you that money, Mr. Hanlon.
No, ma'am.
Who did she give the money to?
I don't know. She didn't give me any kind
lie.
of money.
Did you tell her about this apartment that was available?
I don't know anything about what she's talking about.
Okay, go ahead.
That was that, and then I kept coming around asking him, what's going on with the money. He kept giving me excuses on the manager this. I was to the point where, I want to go myself, and I was going to get belligerent with the manager because he kept giving me the runaround that this manager was giving him about the money. He was like, well, if it's a problem, I'll have my cousin Leslie write you over a personal check. Then what happened was his car had got taken away, and he had called me to try to help him to get the car out. And I had told him, I could help him out, but he was like, fishing for like the whole amount to get the car out. And so I was like, I can't help you. And he kind of got mad because I was like, I can't help you because I need to put my money in savings.
So you didn't give him money for the car?
No. That's
Perfect.
where it became a problem.
Great.
No.
Go ahead.
And at that time, we had talked about purchasing a car. And some guy was going to sell him a Regal. And he had talked about fixing it up. And then later on, the car would be left for me and the kids and when I had a baby.
Can we get on with it, please?
So I gave him $1,000 basically. And he had put that in his bank account. And he didn't buy the Regal because we talked about going to auction. So he was renting a car and he needed $300 up front. So that was the $300 I gave to him out of my purse. And he was supposed to give that back to me. He never did. So when he rented the car after the weekend was over, he decided to leave. And when he decided to leave, he told me that he was going to give me back the $1,000, and that never happened either.
Go.
Only thing I know about Your Honor is the $500 that I had totally owe her, and that's for the $300 for the car that she had let me rent recently, and $200 miscellaneous cash for gas money.
That's
and
not
I told her,
true.
no problem, I will reimburse you that back.
Talk to me about the $1,000 that she says she gave you to put down on a car.
I don't know anything about that.
Any proof that you gave him $1,000? A check?
It was
Copy of a money order? A withdrawal from your bank?
I don't have a bank account. He put it in his bank account.
Well, how did you cash
It
the
was
check?
cash. When I got I show you the statement from my taxes the day I got it, and out of the taxes is where I gave him the $1,000.
How much did you get from your taxes?
$4,600 and something.
And what did you do with the other $3,000?
I bought stuff for my kids and bought stuff for my house that I needed.
No, you mean you cashed that check? You kept the money in your apartment?
I paid my rent. And I give him some, because I don't keep cash. I don't have a bank account, basically. I don't have a bank account.
Miss Latour, I don't believe a word you just said to me.
Okay.
Now, she says you also took her son's PlayStation. Was it her?
Her son's PlayStation.
Yeah.
Her son's PlayStation.
Look at me.
I have a PlayStation. Yes, ma'am, I do, absolutely. But that was not for her son. She specifically bought the gift and gave it to me and said, here, this is yours. She purchased
That's a lie.
2 PlayStations.
That's a lie.
2 of them,
At
both.
the same time?
I would hope so. She brought them home at the same time to her house while I was there.
Will you return the PlayStation?
Yes,
sir?
ma'am,
Perfect.
with the quickness.
Very good. 1 PlayStation there. So you return the PlayStation to her?
No problem. It will be returned.
Is it in good condition?
It's still in good condition. I have the box and everything, ma'am.
Within 5 days, it goes back to her.
Yes, ma'am. Before that,
Along
today.
with the $500 that you borrowed from her.
Whenever I get it, yes, I will get
No,
that.
now.
I don't have that now.
You'll get it now.
Oh.
That's the judgment. $500 on the PlayStation. Clear?
Clear.
Very good. Thank you. That's all.
Parties are excused. Ms. Steps, this is case number 449 on the calendar in the matter of Anashevska versus Lutz Henry. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Mrs. Anashevska, you own a car, but your daughter was driving the car?
No, my daughter owned the car.
Your daughter is how old?
16. She worked for 2 years to purchase this car. I own it with
Who was the titled owner of the car?
both of us.
Okay, because she's a minor, she can't own the property.
Right.
That's why you're here. And according to your complaint, these 2 young men took your daughter's car really almost without her permission or with her coerced permission, according to you. She was in the car. They drove the car recklessly. They blew the engine of the car, and they also sexually abused her and assaulted her while she was in the car. That's what
Yes.
you say.
Yes.
That's what your daughter told you.
Yes.
These 2 guys say, listen, we were at a party. She let us drive the car. We drove the car with her in it, around the block a couple of times. Nothing else happened. The car died. They had nothing to do with it. Is that right, gentlemen?
That's correct.
Okay. So since you weren't there and you really don't know what happened, is that a fair statement?
That's fair.
I just have a few questions for you, then you can sit down. When did this incident happen with your daughter?
July 26th.
And when had she gone out that day?
She'd been at a family reunion until roughly 10-ish.
Don't look at her. Look at me.
Roughly 10 when she was...
10 p.m.?
Correct.
So she was at a family reunion with you all day?
No, with her father.
Okay.
We're divorced.
So you really don't know anything that happened that day?
It's just from her.
Just for my purposes, I'm going to get what she told you. She told you she got a call. She was at a reunion with her father until 10 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Then she got a call from some people and she left.
Correct.
And did she tell you where she went?
To be a sober driver for this party.
Now you can sit down. Step up. Tell me your first name.
Jamie.
Ryan,
How old are you, Ryan?
22.
Corey, 21.
What time did you arrive at this party?
Around 7 o'clock,
How many people were there?
probably 10, 12.
And whose house was it at?
Friends, Mike,
What time did you see her at the party?
it's been 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Is that right?
No, it was later than that.
How late?
It was around 10:30.
What were you doing at the party?
Anna, a friend of mine from high school, had called me and she was drinking.
Called you where?
On my cell phone. I was on my way back home and asked me to drive her because she had been drinking.
So you arrived at this party. Had you known about the party that day?
No.
You had no idea that there was a party at Mike's house?
Exactly.
Did you know Mike?
From school, yes.
So you knew him?
Yes.
Had you ever been to his house before?
No.
So you got there at 10:30, and what did you do?
I drove some people home. I drove some people to Quick Trip.
You drove some people home?
Yes.
Who did you drive home?
Anna and Sarah.
About how far was it to drive them home from Mike's house?
It was probably a 10-minute drive.
And what did you do after you dropped them off?
Well, we went to her house and were there for
Who's
Anna's house, sorry.
Went to Anna's house, just the 3 of you?
Right. And we were there for about a half an hour. Her mother asked if she had driven. She said no, I was the sober driver. And I talked to her mother. And then she decided she wanted to go back to the party. So I took her back.
That was pretty stupid.
Yes, it was.
So you took her back to the party. Where was her mother when you decided to take her back to the party?
She went to sleep.
So, Jamie, I'm not stupid. Maybe your mother's willing to believe all this nonsense that you told her. I'm not. Because if you went to pick up your friend because you wanted to be a good Samaritan and your friend had been drinking and you took her home, then you say, so your mother is saying, you're a very responsible young lady. But a very responsible young lady doesn't say, okay, then I'm going to take you back to the party so we could all party.
I had no intention of letting that happen.
Then you go home. You don't drive back another 10 minutes to take her to a party. Now, when you took her back to the party, what was your intention?
Everyone seemed like they were staying there, so I wasn't needed anymore.
What do you mean you weren't needed anymore? You went to pick her up because she had been drinking too much to drive home. You take her home. She decides to go back to the party to drink some more, so you decide that she doesn't need you anymore, and you were leaving.
My main goal was that nobody drove drunk that night.
Then you shouldn't have taken her back. I'm telling you, madam, your mother may believe this nonsense that you told her. I don't. If your main goal was that nobody should be drunk and driving, then you leave your friend at home, at her home, and you say, I'm going home now. So then you drive her back to the party, along with the other girl, I assume.
Yes.
And then you were leaving.
Yes.
So what happened?
As I was walking out, they stopped me, Corey and Ryan, and wanted to drive my car. I said no, I was tired. I worked in the morning. I wanted to get home, but they insisted that they at least see it. So as they walked me to my car, they kept pressuring me into letting them drive it, and finally I decided it would just be easier to let them. I didn't want them to not like me. I felt kind of peer pressured, and so I let Ryan drive the car, and as I went to get into the passenger seat, Corey then got in first and pulled me onto his lap, and Ryan started driving very fast into these country roads. And they began fishtailing around gravel road corners, doing 93 miles an hour and screaming that the car would only go 93 miles an hour. And while they were doing this, I kept asking them to slow down or stop, and they wouldn't.
And
as we went back into town, the car started making some funny noises, and they told me it was a belt and it would probably just straighten out. And I was worried. I knew that wasn't right, but I was tired and felt really violated, and I just wanted to get home.
Why did you feel violated?
Because while Ryan was totaling my car, Corey continued to try to grope my breasts and to get his hands in my pants, and I kept trying to have to fight him off, and he wouldn't stop.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She kind of started making moves with me and Ryan.
I want you to show me with Ryan. Ryan's next to you. How she rubbed up against you, sir.
Kind of like this, and then, kind of back and forth, and sitting on my lap, she was rubbing my leg and stuff like that.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 18-year-old Jamie Swanson claims former friends Ryan Lutz and Corey Henry damaged her car during a party. Jamie also says Corey sexually assaulted her.
What time did you get back?
It was about 12:31.
Well, let me figure this timeline out. 10:30 you arrived at the party. You picked up your friend and her friend. You drove her home. 10 minutes. Let's say that's 11:15. According to you, you stayed at Anna's house for a half hour. That's 11:15. Then she wanted to go back to the party. You got her back to the party. That's 11:30. Now it's 12:30 or 1 o'clock. I'm missing an hour and a half. What happened in that hour and a half?
There were people there that wanted things from the Quick Trip in the gas station in Iota. So I took a list of what everyone wanted and went down and got it for them. I just made sure nobody drove. That was...
Oh, Jamie, that's such a crock. You made excuses to your mother because the car got totaled. I don't believe that you went there and then you took lists of things of people that wanted, and you went grocery shopping for everybody. I mean, I don't understand that.
I had a friend who was killed by a drunk driver, and ever since then, I don't want anyone driving.
Jamie, if you don't want anyone driving, then you drove your friend Anna home, And you leave her there. You don't take her back to the party.
Can I say something?
No, you weren't there. You believe this story?
I have a letter from someone that saw her.
You believe that, saw her do what?
That saw her at the Quick Trip with the other kids intoxicated.
What does that have to do with, I believe she went there. I believe she was part of this party. Whether it's because she wanted to be accepted or whether she wanted to be part of the group, she went to the party. And you believe this story that she took her friend back to the party because if she didn't take her back, somebody else would have? You believe that?
I don't think it was a smart thing to do, but I believe her, yeah.
Then you'd be responsible for your own car. Take off the blinders. I'm not finished with you. We haven't even started yet. Who was driving?
I was.
Why?
I just wanted to take the car for a ride.
Why?
Just never drove that kind of car, and I guess we just wanted to go for a ride around the block.
You had been drinking.
Had probably 2 beers.
I don't care what you say you had. If you got there at 7 o'clock,
Yes.
by 10:30 or 11 o'clock, you had more than 2 beers, young man. Now, you decide you want to take the car out for a spin. Is that what you say to her? Can I take your car for a ride?
Yes.
And what did she say?
She gave me the keys, and we all hopped in the car and we went around the block.
No. I want you to take it step by step, Ryan. Let's do a step by step. You had the keys in your hand.
Yes.
You got into the car.
Yes.
What happened next?
And we got in. I got in, started up the car. Corey got in. She got in and got on his lap.
Why did she get on your lap, sir?
I got in and she wanted to come along, and it's just a 2-seater car, no bench seat.
Oh, it's just a 2-seater.
Yeah, so I'm cramped up.
There's no back seat?
No, it does have it's just bucket seats, but it's got a back seat also, yes.
So she wanted to come along, she didn't want to sit in the back?
I guess.
How much had you been drinking that night?
About probably 3-4 beers.
And what about the plaintiff? Did you see her drink anything?
I did not see her, but I did not get there until 11 o'clock.
Okay. Where were you up until 11 o'clock?
I was working until 9, and then a friend come and pick me up.
All right, well, that's not... You're working until 9. Where were you between 9 and 11?
We stopped in Dover and talked to a couple people, and then we went to another place, and then we arrived out there.
So you went to a couple of parties first?
Yes.
See how I made that simple for you?
Yes.
You know, sometimes young people think that older people, not old people, but older people, they have this lapse and they were just born old. It's really not true. Bird remembers what happens when he was young. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
So she got on your lap.
Yes.
And then what happened?
And then we proceeded to leave, and as we were going out of town, she kind of started making moves at me and Ryan. And
how did she make moves at you and Ryan? Now, I want you to be very careful because, you know, I'm really good at this. You know,
started rubbing
keep me
up
here because I'm gorgeous. They keep me here because I'm really good at it.
She started rubbing up against me. And, you know,
how did she do that? You know what I want you to do? I want you to show me with Ryan's next to you, how she rubbed up against you, sir. I want you to show me that.
She was kind of like this, and then kind of, you know, rubbing on my shoulder.
I want to see.
Going like this and rubbing my arm and leg. And
she was rubbing your arm?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Well, she must have had her arm around your arm. Is that right?
Correct.
Show me how she had her arm around.
Kind of like this, and then, you know, kind of back and forth, and sitting on my lap. You know, she was rubbing my leg and stuff like that.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And, you know, I said, no, I didn't want nothing to do with it. I didn't know her.
Just a second. Shh, please. Please. You said, I don't want nothing to do with that.
That is correct.
And what did she say to you?
She didn't say nothing.
Did she stop?
Yes, she did.
How fast were you driving?
60, 65, 70 maybe. I don't know. I couldn't see the speedometer.
Fast?
Not out of...
60, 65, and 70. You weren't on a highway, were you?
There was...
You weren't on a highway the entire way, were you?
No, not the entire way.
What happened when you got back to the party?
After we got out, I realized that we were kind of blocking this neighbor's driveway, and I had mentioned that to Ryan, and he proceeded to get back in the car, and they wouldn't start. And after that, we tried to pop the hood to see if we could see what was going on or try and get started, and we couldn't do that.
So now the car doesn't start. You had the car towed, is that right?
Yes.
Now, at what point, Jamie, did you call the police and tell them that you had been sexually assaulted by Corey?
The next day after it happened.
Can I see the police report, please? What time did you get home that night, Jamie?
It was about 1:30, 2 a.m.
Who took you home?
Anna.
So, Anna, your drunken friend took you home, is that right?
Right.
Who was home?
Nobody was. My neighbor was staying with me.
So nobody's home. Where was your mother?
She went to her husband's house. He had to live in Sioux City, Iowa, because of his visa. He's from Poland.
So instead of staying with your father where you had some supervision, you decided to stay in your own house where you had no supervision. Is that right?
My neighbor was staying with me.
Your neighbor wasn't supervising you, madam. You were out until 1:30 in the morning, 2 o'clock. What kind of supervision is that?
Not very good.
You were having a party. Now, at what point did you find out that your car wasn't start, that the engine had blown on your car?
The day after I had it towed, the mechanic looked at it.
You had it towed?
Yes.
The next day?
Yes.
What time?
It was probably about 3 or 4-ish.
When did you find out that the car wouldn't start that day, on the 27th of July? Did you go back there in the morning?
I went back there, yes.
What time in the morning?
What was it? 9.
And at that time, it wouldn't start?
Right.
Right? Okay. And did you call the mechanic?
Yes.
And told the mechanic, please come and tow the car? Or he said to you he would come and tow the car?
It was a different towing service. It was AAA. So they towed the car. The mechanic.
What time?
3 or 4 in the afternoon.
And you waited at the house all that time?
I waited at the car.
At the car?
Yes.
Well, the car was at the house.
Yes.
You waited in the car or at the house?
I waited in the car. I was in the house for a brief moment.
So you were in the house too?
Yes.
Who was in the house?
Ryan and Aaron were there, and Jared was there, and Mike.
What time did you go to the police station?
7-ish.
In the evening?
Yes.
See what I mean? Always get yourself tripped up, honey.
I'm sorry.
You're sorry? I'm going to tell you, you're sorry. It's very easy. If you have been sexually assaulted, you don't hang around with the guys who were responsible, at least one of them who's responsible for your being sexually assaulted the whole day, and then go to the police station in the evening to report it.
I was very, very upset after it happened, and
then you go to the police station right away. You don't wait until after you find out that your car's got a blown engine and then start looking for a story. When the police asked you if you wanted to file charges with regard to the sex assault, what did you tell them?
I told them I didn't know yet. My mom was trying to make an arrangement so that I wouldn't have to deal with any of it because I was really emotional at the time.
No, this is what you told the police. You told the police that you didn't know whether you wanted to file charges or not because your mother had already contacted the 2 suspects' parents, and if they pay for the damage done to the motor, they won't file charges.
She was looking into my best interest so that I wouldn't have to see them again.
You saw them. You spent the day with them the next day.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Corey, what's your last name?
Henry.
Case is dismissed as relates to Corey Henry. Sit down. I don't believe a word of what you say about being sexually assaulted by this young man. But I do believe that you took a car, and I do believe that you drove it recklessly, and I believe that you took it with her permission. So that means that both of you were responsible for what happened to the car. You're responsible and you're responsible. Now let me see the bill for the damage. When you leave a 17-year-old alone, unsupervised, they get into trouble. You understand that?
Yes.
This is a bill for therapy.
She's been in counseling ever since, and I have a letter from her psychiatrist stating that.
It's your bill. Next time you stay home with your daughter. If you paid $2,600 for the car a year and a half ago, I've taken off $600 for the year that she drove the car, year and some months that she drove the car, leaving the value of the car $2,000. I consider both of you responsible. You responsible and you responsible for what happened to the car. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So, she's going to pay some and you're going to pay some.
Zamet Smith.
Who's bothering you?
That lady over there.
Raise your hand if you're bothering Bird. Stop it.
Thank you, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats.
Stop it or step out.
There you go.
Who's Miss Zamet?
I am, Your Honor.
And you're Miss Smith?
Yes.
Which one is your son?
Tony's my son. This one right here.
Why don't you two lovely ladies sit down and let these 2 gentlemen come up here and see what I can do with, for, and to them. What is your first name?
Tony.
How old are you, Tony?
16. I'm 16 also.
You have a name?
Andy.
The reason I asked these 2 young men to come up here is because their parents don't really know what happened here because they weren't involved. They just relay what their children tell them. Isn't that right?
Correct.
Okay. You purchased an all-terrain vehicle.
Yes, Your Honor.
It was a used one.
Yes.
And you left it in your yard?
Yes,
You came back after being gone for a week or so and you found that it was gone.
correct.
Somehow they came into possession of your ATV.
That's correct.
And according to you, they damaged it substantially so that it really can't be used, and you want them to pay a substantial amount of money. They're parents.
Yes.
Parents say that the boys really did some creative decorating of your ATV. That's their answer, that they painted it and made it nice. But then somebody stole it from you, and those people that took it from you must be responsible for the damage. Is that what I'm getting?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, here we go. When did you purchase this ATV?
On May 16th this year, because I got a job in Lake Arrowhead, and it calls for an all-terrain vehicle.
And from whom did you purchase it?
My father.
And how much did you pay him for it?
$12.50.
You don't have a bill of sale, do you?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it.
This is actually a paper trail from the original owner.
Okay, I'd like to see it. Good. I love when people come prepared. Okay, do you live in a house, sir?
Yes, I live with my mom.
Is that where you brought the ATV?
No, I bought it at my yard where I keep all my equipment.
What
at
yard?
this place right here. I am a groundskeeper at this Buddhist temple. In exchange, I keep my equipment there.
Let me see it.
And this is the front entry of where I drive in, and it's posted private property, no trespassing. These boys are trespassing.
Let me see. Okay, so you left this ATV on the grounds of a Buddhist temple.
Yes.
You work as a groundskeeper?
I keep the grounds up. In exchange, I get to keep my equipment there. I'm an arborist. I keep all my equipment there.
Okay, fine. Good. Now, you got it on the 16th,
Yes.
and you put it there.
Yes.
When did you go looking for it again?
Oh, that week I got I didn't get this newspaper article just till recently, but this is where I went. I talked to the U.S. Forestry Department in San Bernardino, California, and there's over 1 million dead trees, and I want to go down there and help them remove the trees.
This is not show and tell.
I'm not saying this is show and tell. This is why I bought the quad.
I put it down, please. I asked you a very simple question, Mr. Vile. Where did you go and when?
I went to San Bernardino, Lake Arrowhead.
And when did you go there?
The week after I purchased the quad. I parked it up there with all my other equipment. I left.
Okay. And when did you come back?
Another couple weeks later.
So about 3 weeks went by.
Not 3 weeks, no. I went for a week to see what's going on in Lake Arrowhead so I can assist them with my services. I came back, the quad was gone.
Let me tell you what you wrote, sir, in your complaint. You say you purchased this 1986 Yamaha quad on May 16th, and you parked it on private property on May 18th. Then I went to Big Bear to do some work on the 19th and returned home a few weeks later. That's what you wrote.
That's irrelevant. This is private property.
Don't tell me what's irrelevant. I'll tell you what's relevant. I want you to try to answer my questions as best as you can. The questions that I have, not the things that are on your agenda, which are not relevant as to why you went to work on trees. You purchased it on the 16th. I want to know when you left and when you left it on the grounds of the temple and when you returned.
I returned about a week and a half later. And that's why I didn't have enough time to register when I got back.
I know you have your own agenda as far as your testimony, because what you're telling me is not relevant. What's relevant is when you left it there and when you came back and saw it missing. That's what I wanted to know. Did you file a police report?
No, I didn't.
Why not?
Because it's a small community. I drove around, looked at garages, just waiting for someone to drive in front of me. And I have a lot of eyes around the neighborhood, a lot of kids in the neighborhood. They know I had the quad. They gave me a note on my truck that they seen these boys driving it. And that's when I responded.
What date did you get the note on your truck?
I don't have the date. Well, actually, I do. It's on the police report because that same day.
Can I see the police report, please?
I don't have the police report.
We have
Can I
a
see
copy
it,
of the
please?
police report. You'll notice that it's found property, not stolen also.
Yes.
You stole the property. Let me explain something to you. Don't make any excuses to me. You stole the property.
It was a mistake.
When you take property that doesn't belong to you, that's stealing.
We didn't think it was, like there was no chain on it.
There's no lock.
Listen,
There's
let
no
me
fence.
explain something to you. Let me explain something. I'm going to get to you in 1 second, but I want to tell you something. If you don't want to make this a very sad day in your life, you're not going to make excuses. You took property that didn't belong to you. When I grew up, that was called stealing. A car is not chained to its parking space, right? And if
Yes.
somebody leaves a car in a parking space and just happens to go into a store and leaves the keys in the car, that doesn't mean it's abandoned, that you can take it because it's not chained to the meter. We understand each other?
Yeah, we have.
Good.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Let us assume that instead of a quad, all of a sudden your boy shows up and in the driveway is an automobile.
We didn't bring it.
Just a minute. This is my scenario, not yours.
They did not bring it back and put it in the driveway.
Pay attention.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Tom Vile says 16-year-olds Tony Zammit and Andrew Smith stole his quad runner. The teens say the vehicle was abandoned at a Buddhist temple.
Okay, so you told the police that you found it abandoned in a hill area behind the Buddhist church on approximately May 23rd. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you wrote it.
Yes. It had no battery and the ignition was broken, and we had to bump start it. We had to roll it and then start it. And then we parked it about 100 yards away from where it was, and then we came back the next day because the seat was falling off and the wheel. So we tightened the bolts and then we painted the plastics because they were weathered, because it was originally red and it faded to pink and white. And then we went back the next day and it was gone.
Yeah, we're making it kind of like a little project, or like fixing it up. If anything, we made it better. We didn't break anything on it.
You want to say something?
The pictures that we have, Your Honor, show that what it looks like behind, because you could come down out of the hills where the kids ride their bikes, and you're right on to this dirt area. So it doesn't look like it's a contained area.
Doesn't have to be a contained area, madam. Let us assume that instead of a quad, this was a car. Okay?
Okay.
And all of a sudden, your boy shows up, and in the driveway is an automobile. And you say to him, "Where'd you get that from?" He said, "Well, I was riding my bike up behind the Buddhist temple, and there was this car sitting there, and it wasn't attached to anything. And the starter wasn't working, and the color was faded. We looked around, nobody was there, so we jump-started it, and we brought it home because we want to make a project out of fixing it up."
We didn't bring it.
Just a minute. This is my scenario, not yours. You didn't bring it home, you hid it. You moved it from one location to another. You following my scenario? They brought it back and put it in your driveway, right?
Correct.
No, they did not bring it back and put it in the driveway.
Pay attention. I said I am making up a scenario for Miss Zammit.
Right.
That the boys found a car in the same area, right here. That the car was faded. Its seat was wiggly. You had to use a screwdriver to start it, but they brought it home because the boys wanted to make a project out of fixing up this car. Are you getting me, Miss Zammit?
Yes.
Would the first thing that you do call the police and say, "I want to know if this car is registered to anybody"?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
They didn't do that.
The boys actually have their own off-road vehicles.
I don't care what they have. They didn't do it. If they had called to find out if this car was titled, your sons would have found out that there was a name attached to this ATV. They chose not to do that. They chose to take the ATV and move it from one location to another. That's called larceny. The day you found this vehicle, was that the day you told your mother about it?
No, we told
No. The answer is no. When did you tell your mother about it?
after he came to our house.
Right. When did you tell your mother that you took it and moved it?
When he came to his house, we got a phone call.
Same time.
Right. Where is this ATV now?
It's in my neighbor's yard, just trashed.
It's in your neighbor's yard, just
Yeah.
trashed. Okay.
I got a
Yeah,
picture.
just a second. Just a second. Stop getting hysterical. It's an ATV. Don't get hysterical. It's not, you're well, you don't have a life-threatening illness.
That's
Don't
why,
get-
not why I'm
just,
here.
Just a second. Put your hand down. You have to accept responsibility for what you do. Your sons just bought an ATV, and they bought it for what he paid for it, which was $1,250. not for what he wants for it, which is $2,650.
That's the cost of the repairs, Your Honor.
Listen to me, buy another one. They just bought this one for $1,250, and they can fix it up to their heart's content. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,250. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm just aggravated that their parents didn't take responsibility to correct them.
I think it was an honest mistake. We didn't know that he owned it.
They're not remorseful. It's sickening.
I'll just leave other people's properties alone.
I don't think they got the message loud and clear.
The boys are very clear now that if something's in question, don't touch. Don't touch.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Robinson versus Hill. Step forward, please.
Legal Secretary Carol Robinson is suing her son, Auto Shop District Manager Joseph Hill, for a series of unpaid loans. Joseph says the money was a gift.
Miss Robinson, Mr. Hill is your son.
Yes, ma'am.
And it is your claim that while separated from his wife, he accrued a series of loans from you to pay his bills, other expenses, including child support. Your son says that there was never an agreement that the money that you did, in fact, advance him to pay his bills was a loan, that you agreed to help him out, and that you're only angry because he went back to his wife. Is that what you're saying, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
How old are you?
28.
How many years have you been married?
A little over 3 years.
You have children?
Yes, ma'am, one son.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a district manager for an auto mechanic shop.
And how long have you been doing that?
For about 3 years.
Now, I want you to tell me about what happened after you and your wife separated.
Well, when we separated, we were both working. We were both working, so there were a little more bills than my income could pay for. My mother was there to help me out.
Just a second. Specifically, I want you to tell me what you did. You separated from your wife. Where did you go?
I stayed in the family home. My wife left.
And when did she leave? What month, what year?
May of this year.
Where did she go?
She went to her grandparents' house.
With your child?
Yes, ma'am.
Leaving you in the house. Now, is this a rental house or is this something?
It's a rental house, yes, ma'am.
And what's the rent?
$850 a month.
And how much were you earning at the time, sir?
I earn about $1,440 every 2 weeks is my gross income.
Now, tell me about this conversation that you had with your mother when she started to help you.
She agreed that she would help me to where
No, tell me about the conversation. Now, I'll decide whether she agreed to help you. Okay, tell me about the conversation.
Well, it came to the point where we were discussing the finances at my house. She had told me that she would help me to take care of my bills, to bring my bills to her, bring her my paychecks every 2 weeks, and she would pay my bills. She did make a loan to me at one point in time for an attorney, which has already been settled and taken care of between me and her.
How much was that?
$2,500.
Is that right?
That is correct.
And he paid you back?
Not yet.
We have a settlement agreement to pay that back.
Settlement agreement from where?
That she wrote up and I signed that I would pay it back over the course of the next however many months at $100 a month.
When did you do that?
Roughly about 3 weeks ago.
Do you have a copy of that?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to see it, please. Oh, so she had sued you for this.
Yes, ma'am.
But your lawyer was only $2,500.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right? So why did you agree to pay her on $4,425?
There was past issues of finances where she had loaned me money to pay off a probation officer that I also agree that I do owe her.
How much was the probation officer?
$1,900.
Okay. Now tell me about this other money that she says she laid out for you for other bills, and it's clear, you agree, Miss Robinson, am I correct, that he was turning over his paycheck to you?
Yes, ma'am.
And you were paying the bills?
Yes, ma'am.
You were paying his rent?
Yes, ma'am.
You were paying child support?
Yes, ma'am.
How much child support?
I believe there were 3 payments that I made in the amount of $280 plus a $5 charge for the cashier's check. And there were past due bills that were his and his wife's.
What about the $1,440 he gave you biweekly? What'd you do with that?
It was not $1,440. His net pay is $1,023.07 every other week.
Is that right?
That's roughly.
Okay, so that's $2,000 a month. That's plenty of money to pay his rent. Plenty of money to pay the last 2 payments of child support. Where's that money?
The cell phone bill was quite large every month.
Well, tell me what the cell phone bill was.
There were 3 months that I paid, $419.15.
Just a second. What was one cell phone for $400 a month?
I'm a district manager. I have 10 stores that I have to stay in touch with on a regular basis throughout the day.
Well, then your company pays for that.
They reimburse a small portion.
Then you take care of that. Then you give that back to your mom. We're paying legitimate expenses for which you do not get reimbursed. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And when you took his paycheck, and you took his paycheck since June?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right? Did you tell him each month when he went over what he had given you?
Yes, ma'am. I showed him the check register and how low my funds, my own personal funds, were getting. And he says, "Don't worry, Mom." He says, "I'll pay it all back."
He already owed you $4,400, Miss Robinson. Some of it he owed you for more than a year. How could you legitimately believe that your son was going to pay you back for all this stuff when he hadn't even paid you back money that he owed you for a year and a half? How did you legitimately believe? I'm asking your legitimate expectation that your son was going to have more money to pay you back when he hadn't fulfilled what you claim, and in a settlement, you say were obligations that existed almost 2 years. Come on, let's be real. When did you stop giving your mother your salary check?
Beginning to mid-July.
So that's June and half of July. That's a month and a half. And it is your claim, madam, I'm just curious, it's your claim that in the month and a half you laid out for him, for which you were not reimbursed by his salary checks, $4,313.50. Is that right?
That is correct.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. And I don't believe that you had a legitimate expectation in that month and a half that he was going to be able to pay you back. If, in fact, you laid that out for him, I don't believe that. I believe that you said, "I'll help you out. I'll pay your bills. Give me your salary. I'll try to act as your accountant and make sure that all of these bills are paid and in some organized fashion." Was it your wife who was responsible for paying the bills in your house, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
So you didn't know how to do that?
Not very good with money.
No, okay. So you gave, instead of giving your wife the money, you gave your mother the money.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that what happened?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you shouldn't have done it, Miss Robinson. He's your son. That's what you're supposed to do. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats.
Ms. Holgeier, you and the defendant had a relationship and lived together, according to what I read, for a few months.
Yes.
You became pregnant, had a fight, and you were escorted away by the police. It is your claim that the defendant kept some of your property.
Yes, ma'am.
And you also think that he emotionally disturbed you.
Yes.
You're suing him for money because you were saddened by the fact that you had this baby and he's not sure if it's his and hasn't had any contact with the baby, so you're sad. I don't know if you get money for that, but we'll find out.
Stay with the squad!
Battle Royale. Battle in style.
One more bite and I'll join the fight. Enemy near me! Thanks. Enemy near me! I need backup! Bite and I'll join the fight. Enemy near me! I need backup! Head there. Sorry. Sorry. Mic on, please. I'm being haunted! Come here! Head there. Resources here. weapon in hand. Help me!
Double kill.
I placed the launch pad.
Triple kill.
Mushroom time is the prime time. Don't split up. Stay with the squad.
Royale. Battle in style.
One more bite and I'll join the fight.
Go for the arsenal! Resources here. Anniversary quest accepted. Let's do it! Weapon anniversary quest completed. Hitless mission accepted. Head there. Head to the vending machine. Weapon in hands. me! Mushroom time is the prime time! Don't split up! Stay with the squad!
Battle Royale. Battle in style.
One more bite and I'll join the fight.
Skill on cooldown. enemy near me! Help me! Thanks. Mission accepted. Weapon enhanced. Mission accepted. Head there. Head there. I need backup! Help me! Thanks. back up! Thanks. Head there. Enemy near me! Thanks.
Triple kill.
Good job.
Quadra kill.
Thanks. Enemy near me! I placed the launch pad! I'm being hunted! Enemy near me!
Unstoppable!
Enemy near me! Resources here. Enemy near me! I need backup!
Killing spree!
Help me! Ugh. A full stomach gives him headaches. Mushroom time is the prime time. Head there. Don't split up. Stay with the squad.
Battle Royale. Battle in style.
Good job. One more bite and I'll join the fight. Thanks.
Resources here. Resources here. Anniversary quest accepted. Let's do it! Anniversary quest completed. I called in a lightning zone. Need equipment.
Double kill.
Enemy near me! I need backup!
Triple kill.
Need money for items. Need money for items. Help me! Thanks. Resources Weapon in hand.
একসাথে থাকলে
Thanks. Enemy near me! Help me!
Battle.